Hey guys, Silverwood here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masterverse new Eternia Mek-A-Nek, the heroic warrior with by far the shittiest power ever. I mean, he is a living periscope, stethoscope, whatever the shit in a submarine is. Yeah, he's a living version of that. Whoop-de-freaking-doo. Either way, this is of course brought to us by the fine folks over at, say it with me now, Mattel. And I have to say, once again, another fine installment into the new Eternia subline of Masterverse. They are killing it on all cylinders with these new Eternia releases, I swear. There have been some hiccups here and there, not gonna lie, but for the most part, this line has been pretty gangbusters, the new Eternia subline, that is. So, with that being said, let's get right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Take a look-see at all the accessories that good old Mek-A-Nek has to offer, starting off with a pair of alternate hands here. Granted, he already has a grip hand on him, but he's got the alternate fist and grip hand swap on. Again, no correct hinge for the weapon holding hands. I don't know why that Battle Armor He-Man had it, but this guy doesn't. A lot of other figures don't. That said, as I mentioned in the Battle Armor He-Man video I did a couple days ago, I may have mixed their hands up. Their skin tones are very close, so, you know, bear with me. I've showed you all their hands. You can't give me shit. Your case won't stack up for crap in a court, so don't even come at me. That said, he does also come with his iconic club weapon. Even his weapon sucks, which you can pop apart here, and there's a reason for that. That said, I wonder if I can heat this and make this a little tighter, because this is kind of loose. Yeah, it's not falling out loose, but it's not the tightest thing ever, I'm not gonna lie. And we also get this shield. It's a lot like the Battle Armor He-Man's shield. I'm not a fan of these plug-on shields. I mean, it's practical as hell, but they just don't look as cool. And then last but not least, what is Mek-A-Nek without his Mek-A-Nek? And there you go. He's got this big, long neck extension, which you can also put on his club here. Just by doing this and this. Turning his club into kind of like a whip, I guess. I don't know, that's kind of weird. I'm not into that, though. We'll pop this back together. We'll take him, and we'll pop off his noggin, being careful not to crack that neck peg, that is. And we will put the neck extension on, like so. And yeah, look at this. You get all this range out of his neck now. He's got all kinds of crazy range. He's got double ball pegs up the wazoo. I'll put his head back on. We will actually tilt the camera up and see just how tall he is with that neck extension. I want to say he's about a foot. And, you know, some crazy son of a bitch out there is going to go hog wild with these Mek-A-Nek neck pieces and buy a bunch of them, I assume, and make like a Mek-A-Nek that goes all the way to their ceiling. Kind of like what people did with the Stiltman Build-A-Figure. I have extra Stiltman Build-A-Figure leg pieces, but I did not go that crazy. But let me pan the camera up here. I'm actually up as far as I can be, but there you go. There we go, all the way up to the top. Pretty friggin' wild. It's about the only thing that's gonna make him taller than Spawn, isn't it? But that said, if I'm being honest, I think using all 5 of these is overkill. I might just use 3 of them, but I am not too sure. I think 2 is enough. 3 is a little pushing it, but 5 is just crazy because it's a little hard to get him to balance with all that going on. That said, as far as articulation goes, he does have the neck hinge there. which I really wish they would switch over to that double ball peg that Origins uses, but whatever. That said, he can hinge up and down, rotate side to side, a little bit of tilt. Looks like he's got vac metal or something going on the glasses there, on his shades. That's pretty cool. Shoulders can go out to the side about that far. They go back down. They do rotate forward and back. Very, very tight. But not to the point where it feels like anything's going to bust off. So that's good. But be careful with that. They are very, very tight. Yeah, I think once you get them working, they're fine. He does have a swivel in the bicep. The tightest double elbows I've ever had on a Masterverse. Like, holy shit. These things hurt my hands just about. Let me see if I can get that to crunch there. It's like next to impossible to get this top joint to bend. I had to heat that sucker with a hairdryer to get it to go, but there you go. I'm not worried about breaking anything on this guy. I'm worried about him breaking me. Yeah, you heard that snap. That's a tight joint right there. He's got a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. He does have waist twist. That works fine. He's got the diaphragm joint. That works fine. You can get some tilt and whatnot out of that. That's all fine and dandy. He's got the drop down hips that I despise, but thankfully they're not stuck on him. Just very, very tight. He can kick forward and back, out, back, down. He's got the thigh cut. Again, he's got kind of the waxy feeling thighs, but you know, whatever. There's got to be some reason they're using that plastic, right? And then as far as the knees go, these are the tightest knees I think I've ever had on one of these. They are very, very tight. Very clicky. And I like that, but holy shit. I don't want to have arthritis in my 30s. He does have a boot twist. Works fine. He's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker. And peg holes at the bottom of the feet. You want to throw him on a stand. So that's your lot. He's cool. Don't get me wrong. He's just not one of my favorite characters. But considering what they did here, they did a hell of a job with a character that, you know, genuinely kind of sucks. I mean, he does get cucked out by Extendar, doesn't he? I mean, he's got better powers. Like, oh, your neck extends? My whole body extends, bitch. Like, what the hell? I know somebody out there is going to be all, the classic one's better. Yeah, that's fine, but that was also worked on by Scott Toy Guru, Night Lick My Balls, what's his face, who gives a shit, he's a has-been. Like, I don't care, alright? I like Masterverse, let me enjoy Masterverse, you know? Not everyone can afford frickin' Motu Classics, especially when some of the figures are like $300. Like my goddamn Scareglow. So, with that being said, there's Mek-A-Nek all geared up, ready to rock. So we can move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Mek-A-Nek, alongside a couple other heroic warriors from New Eternia. First up, we have the man himself, Manny Faces. Shout out to my good buddy El Tenda for the hookup on that one, as well as a good-for-nothing jerkface, Buzz Off. Shout out to Podcasters of the Universe for brainwashing me into thinking that. But as you can see, good old Mek-A-Nek here stacks up quite nicely alongside his fellow heroic warriors, despite the fact that his power flat up sucks ass. Compared to these two, he ain't shit, but we won't judge him for that too much, right? I'm kidding, we will. So, moving those two out of the way, now bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith, right there, who is dropping his club once again, knocking off, as well as the infamous Mk11 Spawn, who is a little taller than Mek-A-Nek, not towering, but still taller. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and at the end of the day, I'm going to stand by my previous statement in saying that this is by far, hands down, without a single trace of doubt in my mind, to quote both the Monkeys and Smash Mouth, the best Mek-A-Nek figure we've ever received in the life of Masters of the Universe, period. Now, I know there are some Masters of the Universe Classics elitists out there that will say that their classic version is better, and while I must admit, the sculpts and paint apps on Masters of the Universe Classics do stack up better than that of Masterverse, I'm not going to debate and or deny that. But you gotta admit, you can't do this shit with a Masters of the Universe Classics figure, can ya? They just do not have the articulation that Masterverse has. And while I'm not a stickler for articulation, anyone who's a regular to the channel knows this, I do like to have fun with my figures, and I like to not have to worry about breaking my figures. And I don't know if you noticed, but Masters of the Universe Classics aren't exactly the most affordable things ever, and they did have their fair share of quality control issues, mostly due to Scott Knight Lick My Balls, Toy Guru, What's-His-Face. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.